so we can have a brief run Analytics and what we do at Analytics. So immediately you can see my screen. Please let me know that you can see my screen. Okay. You could unmute to let me know that you can see my screen. Immediately you can see my screen. Can anybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right, interesting. Thank you very much. So this session is brought to you by Analytics, and this is a project showcase session, right? So if you're joining us for the first time, we usually have these sessions to show people that are interested in the tech space and are interested in what we do at Analytics. We usually have this session where our students, participants that we have taught, they come to show you projects that they've built. Now, this is not a session where we teach you, right? We usually have masterclass sessions where we teach, but this is a project showcase session. So you get to see the relevance of these programs that we teach. So let's get to it. So, okay, I guess you can see my screen. Can we still see my screen? Please let me know if you can see my screen.
No.
Okay, how about now?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So Analytics is an ed tech firm, and we want to represent people of the Black race adequately in the tech space, right? So this is what we do at Analytics. Sorry, if you're not speaking to me, can we be muted, please, so we don't distract? All right, thank you. So Analytics is an ed tech firm, and we help Africans and people of the Black community get adequately represented in the tech space. Now, the founders of Analytics that have over a decade experience, they sat down to think, how do we help people of the Black space get into tech and get adequately represented? So they looked for programs that are really relevant and programs that you would see their importance in whatever industry you choose. This program range from data analytics to business analysis to data engineering to data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, power platform, right? So, I can hear a feedback. I guess I'm just going to mute everybody. All right. Okay, so this program range across the data space, the entire data ecosystem, and we picked this program for 3 reasons, which are: number 1, easy to learn, and then number 2, easy to transition, and then number 3 is good salary package. I know that a lot of us want to get into tech for the money, and then some of us are really keen on making change and building impact. But imagine combining making a change and an impact, and then creating amazing things and then earning enough money, right? So this is why we picked all of these programs, right? So our facilitators are top professionals from diverse sectors and reputable organizations like Apple, Microsoft, McKinsey, and our courses are structured in a way that makes it practical and ensures that you get optimal value. Now, let's move on to the next slide. So these are the founders of Analytics, Adeza Suleiman and Efemena Iper, right? So you're going to get this slide after this session, and you can go ahead to check them out. You could connect to them on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, right? So they are the brain box behind Analytics. They sat down and asked themselves, how can we ensure that people of the Black race are adequately represented? And what programs how can we best ensure that these people are adequately represented? And then they chose those programs that I have just mentioned. And also, we have helped over 500 people transition from the classroom into their first job. Now, this is not just transitioning from people that have literally had experience before. These are people that do not know anything about the tech space. They get into our programs and then they get their first job. We've had over 500 people between 2022 and 2023. And we're not speaking of the people that got promoted in their jobs, right? These are just people that transitioned from classroom into their first job across the globe: UK, US, Canada, Europe, and across the entire globe. Now, we've also due to the fact that we do amazing stuff and it's really global, it's not just restricted to Nigerians or Africans, or we have got featured in amazing paper and journals, right? And then when you get this slide, you can go over papers like Business Day, Nairametrics, and Punch. we've got featured on them, and then you can just read through what we've been doing, right? So like I said earlier, this is just a brief about Analytics and what we do. And with me here today, I'm not alone today, right? With me here today is the head of training at Analytics, and her name is Oluwadamilola Ajimobi. Hi Damilola, are you here with us? Good evening.
Hi Priscilla, yes, I'm here. Hello everyone.
Good evening.
Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, hi everyone. Good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. My name is, thank you, my namesake. Okay, my name is Damilola of Tenalytics. I lead training here at Tenalytics. I have close to 5 years experience cutting across data analytics and data science in the EdTech and retail industry. And of course, today we are going to be showing you guys what most of our students have they've had going on and how you can also jump on it as soon as possible. Okay,
Exactly.
so sit back and I promise you're going to enjoy this session. Thank you, Priscilla.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dami. Like Dami mentioned, just sit back, right? You're going to watch the projects that people have built literally, right? So all you have to do is sit down and then pick the relevance and then pick whichever one you're interested in. And if you know anybody that could that any of this program could benefit, just send them the link and let them be here ASAP. So we mentioned, we have people from data analytics, business analysis, we have people from HR analytics, people from data engineering, power platform engineering, and they will be showing you projects that they have worked on. So the first person that will be walking us through what they've been able to build is Edemate Anderson. Hi Anderson, are you here with us in the house?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Anderson. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing good.
All right. So are you ready to show us what you've been able to build?
Yeah, of course. Let's go.
Let's get to it. So you might just want to share a bit about yourself and your background before you get started. Did you know anything about tech? How's the program being for you? And then you could just walk us through your project that you want to show us, and then just show us your project.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Edemate Anderson Victory. I am from August cohort, so it's been a wonderful journey so far, and I feel like I've gotten more value for the money I paid, so it's been very, very interesting and wonderful. At first, I left school 2014, I studied political science and public administration, education, so I had no prior knowledge to tech, but I actually wanted to, to dive into the sector, and that's how I got myself into, data analytics. So it's been wonderful. Wonderful. It's been a wonderful journey. So I'll start by sharing my screen so I can, walk us through what I've learned so far.
All right.
Okay.
So if you're on the chat and if you're just joining us, this is a project showcase session brought to you by Tenalytics, where you get to see the different projects that our participants have worked on over a period of time. And you also get to hear from them and see how relevant these projects are and how these programs impact their lives, right? So he just started sharing his screen if you haven't started seeing it yet. So yes, you can see the screen now.
Okay. So tonight I'll be talking about Power BI. So, but before I dive into Power BI, I would love us to let me talk about the problems and what led to this beautiful dashboard you all can see. I guess you guys can see my screen.
Yes, Anderson, I can see your screen.
Okay. So it's about a company called Texas Electronics. So Texas Electronics, they were initially using Excel to manage their reporting. So it became very inefficient, due to the growth in the last few years in the organization. So that was why they actually opted for Power BI, leveraging the power of Power BI to advance their reporting and performance. So in building the dashboard, I actually use a Power workflow. And so This is it. This is called a star schema in Power BI. So I created the data model after extracting, transferring and loading the data model. So this data model was just a flat file. It was just a flat file, like a table that actually generated into this, you get? So I actually created, relationships. Then I moved on into writing the DAX, to measure performance. And that was what led
Anderson,
to.
sorry to interrupt you, but could you tell us the essence of a data model and what it's used for?
Okay. The essence of a data model is to actually, is to actually analyze and bring out in order for us to to create and our dashboards and in order for us to view and analyze better and know the usefulness of the raw data that we've created in order to to make informed decisions. And that's what led to this dashboard after using creating the data models. You understand?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so this is the dashboard, and for um, according to the information we're given, we created using the data models to create this dashboard. So for total customer purchase, we had 64K, 64,000. Then for total items sold, we had 11 million. Then for total revenue, we had $7 billion. For total profit, we had $2 billion. Then we went by creating this for total items sold. We noticed smartphones, for the first quarter, they sold the highest. Then for total revenue, we noticed display had 56.58%, communication 21%, video 10%, leisure 10.8%. Then going for the top 5 customers that actually patronized this Texas Electronics, we noticed a customer by the name Daniel Cooper was like the highest, was the more like the best customer for the first quarter of the year. Then for countries, like the top 5 countries, we noticed Kenya was like the highest, followed by Egypt. Now, using the line graph to actually analyze this, we noticed it was more of a progression. Then when it got to May, we noticed there was a dip. I don't know if you can notice, there was a dip when we got to May, and that was a more reason why we now opted for, for a clearer version of it by, using the diagnostic dashboard to actually analyze why there was a dip in May. So, and we noticed that the reason why there was a dip in May was because for the month of May, we noticed video, the video was also had dip, leisure also had dip, and display also had dip. But for communication, they were, it was quite stable. So that was a major reason why there was dip, in calculating the total items sold by month. So then for total revenue and total purchase, we noticed, like we said before, in descriptive, Kenya had the highest, revenue, followed by Egypt. Then in Egypt and Kenya is what we call, it's called the outliers. And what are outliers? Outliers are data points within your data that do not follow the normal trend. So, and if you notice for the second quarter, hold on, if you notice for the second quarter, Egypt and Kenya, there were no more of an outliers because they were clustered in one session. Then also, this is like the total revenue, for all the countries, and that is it. And this is what I actually learned from our previous class, like leveraging the power of the Power BI. Thank you very much.
All right, Anderson, thank you very, very much so this was built with Power BI, and
Yeah.
All right, all right. So I guess we have just one question that struck me on the chat, and it says
Okay.
that how
Yeah.
did you arrive at your data model?
Like I said before, I created a data model, after after extracting and transferring and loading the data models, like, from the table. This was like the raw file, the table we got in using, arriving at the data models. So it's more like how do I call it? We grouped the product into, our facts and dimension table. That's how we got into this model from the raw file. That's how we got into this the star schema.
All right, all right. Thank you very much, Anderson. Hey, I don't know if anybody has questions or you might want to share any question you might be having. But this is what Anderson was able to come up with. And Anderson, how long have you been in the program?
How long have I been what, sorry?
How long have you been in class for? How long have you had to learn this?
Oh, like I said, I started August 5th. So I'm from August course, just like, let's say 6 weeks now. And for the first month, it was Microsoft Excel. And for the beginning of this month, it's been Power BI, and it's been
All
interesting
right.
so far.
All right. So as you can see, everyone, it took Anderson. Anderson started in August, and this is September, right? It took Anderson just 1 month, and he's able to come up with something this amazing, right? So thank you very much, Anderson, for coming up to share what you to learn. Really appreciate it. So,
Thank you very much.
yeah, thank you. So the next person we'll be having is Lanre Oresotu from Business Analysis. Hi, Lanre. Please mute.
Hi. I think there's someone on the background.
Yes. So I'm just going to go ahead to mute everybody. And then, okay, so everybody's muted and Larry, please go ahead.
Okay.
Hey, Larry, please.
Hi, Larry. Good evening. How are you doing? Thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Right.
Am I audible?
Would you mind turning on your camera so that we can spotlight you?
Okay, just 1 second.
Okay.
Is it
Hi,
visible?
Larry. Good evening. How are you?
I'm
Welcome.
alright. Thank you.
Good to see you. Where are you joining us from?
I'm in Newcastle.
Oh,
United
Newcastle.
Kingdom, yeah.
All right. So, do you want to like give us an experience? I mean, give us like a brief summary of how you got to know about analytics when you joined the program and what the experience has been like so far.
Okay, so my joining analytics, I think I saw one of the posts on Twitter, and I thought, okay, I should join one of the introduction sections, and that's just like some of the new guys here. The introduction section was quite enlightening, and that led me to pursue one of the courses, which is business analytics. So
Okay, you joined the business the what again?
the business analytics class.
Oh, business
Yes.
analytics class.
Yeah.
What cohort?
I'm in the September cohort, just a few.
Oh, the
yeah.
September cohort. So that means you just started your program then.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. Do you have any okay, so what has been your experience like so far? What has your experience been like so far? With the classes, so you've attended mentorship sessions, right?
Yeah.
So what has it been like so far?
So far it's been enlightening. My experience with someone like Victor, who is the one anchoring the class, has been like he simplifies things, it makes it quite easy to understand. And in my case, although I know some of the terms before now, but it was easy to grasp, being that he was doing some of the things hands-on, and that made it broke them down really, really well. So that made it really simple to do, especially when we are doing some practical classes, that in Excel or in Power BI. And yes, it was enlightening.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any projects you'd like to show us? One or two things that you've done in class already.
Okay, so I'll just be very brief.
Yeah.
Right. We've done 4 projects, two with Excel, and another 2 with Power BI. So I'll just briefly show us some of the things we've gone through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so permit me while I share my screen.
Go ahead.
Mhm. Okay, so am I still visible?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first dashboard we created. This is the first project we did, looking at the customer behavior and marketing analysis. There's someone on the background, and that's quite distracting.
That was just what I had to cook last night. Do you want to cook this night?
Jeez.
It's on Sunday.
Do you want to address that?
I'm not sure. I don't
Okay. I can't actually see anybody. Okay. Yeah. I'm just okay. Please, can we keep our mics muted if we're not speaking? Please go ahead, Larry.
Okay, so this is the first dashboard we had to create. This dashboard shows the insights from the customer behavior and marketing analysis we did. So with this, we're able to prefer actionable insights. We're able to derive actionable insights, and also solve the company's objective or problem rather, which is digging deep into their customer behavior, and also seeing how we can optimize their processes. And this is the second one we had to do with Excel, which is the sunshine results analysis we did. And the objective from this was to use the insights from the data, which is summarized in this dashboard, to prefer recommendations, and also recommendations to enhance the guest experience, and also to optimize the hotel operations, and how they can maximize revenue. So this is what this dashboard is all about. And then we did recently some projects with Power BI, which I'll just briefly share. Right. So this was to show to is an electric vehicle adoption analysis dashboard where we just looked at the data, we analyzed the data, did the three different processes of analyzing data with Power BI, which is the extraction, the loading, and the transformation. Then we didn't get to model the data though, like my previous colleague just showed us. But in terms of reporting our analysis, this dashboard was created for that purpose, to analyze the electric vehicle adoption in Washington. And this might be my third dashboard created, and it looked nice. You can see it has some technicalities and also some functions.
Hi, Larry. Could you please unmute yourself? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So due to the slicer, everything changes just so we can see which metric or which insights, as the case may be. So the last one is the one I think I created that today, and this is it. Quite simple, but also the objective was to the objective was to solve the company's problem, and in this case is on the looking at the British Airways data from 2015 to 2023, where to see the review. We're able to analyze the customer reviews just so we can solve British Airways problem of bettering their services to their customers. And with that, I'll just leave it here for now. But when you come into the course, there are a lot to learn. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing, Larry. This is really amazing. And sorry, I wanted to ask again, when did you say you started your program?
Yeah, that would be 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, and you
Yes.
have all this in your portfolio already.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for sharing. So very quickly, what would you say to people who are looking to register for a program at Tenalytics?
I would say it's totally worth it, because I should have probably introduced my background. I have a master's in data science from Northumbria University. However, my quest for self-development, whereby I was applying for data analytics jobs, but also trying to combine my business understanding background, because I had worked over 5 years in Nigeria before I left. So business analytics just helped to marry both, which is the understanding of business processes in combination with data analytics. So that is why I would advise and recommend anyone new to come into the course, because it's well taught and they have a lot to learn as well. In that case, it's not a dull moment, really.
Thank you so much for coming, Larry. We really appreciate you coming to share this with us. Okay, So
Thank
and
you so much.
you know, I'm looking forward to so much they are going to be learning later on in your program. Thank you for coming. Please let's give Larry a round of applause. Let's thank him for coming. Clap, clap, clap in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Okay, you can stop sharing now, Larry. Thank you. All right.
Sorry, Dami, and just to mention, I think there's somebody asking which program this is. Larry is from the business analytics, right? It's from the business analysis program, and it's just been with us it just started in September, right? And look what he has been able to come up with, right? So just sit back. If you've got questions, you could drop them on the chat, right? So the next person that will be having is Daniel Edegbai. Hi, Daniel. Good evening. Hi, Daniel. Please, if you can hear me, could you unmute? Okay, okay, so let's say Daniel, we can't hear you, we can just see a reaction. So you could just unmute and turn on your video if you can. All right, so let's just, I think Daniel is going to get himself sorted and then is going to come back on. So let's just move to Chioma Chimodo from HR Analytics. If you're just joining us, welcome to this session brought to you by Tenalytics. And this is a project showcase session, right? Where you get to see all the amazing things that our participants have been able to build. So if you've got questions, do well to just, let's do well to mute ourselves if we're not speaking so as not to make the session rowdy. Hi, Chioma. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Hi,
Priscilla.
to have you here.
You've happily dragged me out this evening.
I'm so glad I did.
It's okay. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good evening. So could you just share with us your background and then how you heard of Tenalytics and then what you've been able to do?
Okay, my background is real estate, basically sales, but I've always been someone that is drawn to HR.
Okay.
Yes, I've done HR specialist jobs, HR business partner currently with Mentorica, a consulting firm.
All right.
And currently, and I knew there was something missing, to be honest. I joined Tenalytics HR analytics course. It was my sister-in-law, like she's doing the same HR analytics, and immediately she got on with Tenalytics. She just told me this. I have to like get on board and learn all that I can because this is something that is for the future, to be honest. Tech is not going anywhere. It has come to stay. It's taking a lot of people's jobs. And I feel like the more you get the knowledge, the more you are going to have a space in that setting in the future, right? So I joined Tenalytics August 5th. I started our class August 5th, and it's been amazing. I wanted to even comment. I joined when Anderson was speaking, and then Larry. That was a very good presentation, to be honest, knowing that we're still in this learning process, and then we've been able to achieve a couple of dashboards, know a couple of things that we can actually apply in our work environment. So I feel like it's very commendable. So that's just how it is. When you join, the good thing is that the more you're learning, the more you're practicing, the more you're getting to, it's a lot to learn. Let me not lie to you. It's a lot to learn, but it's practice that actually keeps the knowledge going for you, right?
Okay. So it is safe to say that to get into tech, you don't need a tech background, but then you need to have an interest and then you need to practice.
You absolutely don't need. See, data analytics. See, well, if you are a HR analytics, you can like do data. You are a data analyst already, right? If you're able to sort data, you are in there already. So you can, the background doesn't matter. There are people who study languages, they are tech gurus today. So it's just, I feel like just that yearning to learn, to want to know more, to sharpen your skills and all that. So that's basically what it is.
All right, so please just go ahead to share with us what you've been able to do, a project you work on, and how this project is relevant.
Okay, so let me know when you can. I'm going to off the video so we can all concentrate on the.
All right.
Okay. I want to start with this one. Share. Please, can you see my screen?
It's coming up. I can see it now.
Okay. Can everyone see it? They should
Yeah.
indicate, right?
The guys,
Okay,
if you
this
can see Choma's screen, just indicate in the chat. All right.
Okay, so this was the very first Excel dashboard that I built, and it was for micro customer demographics and shopping reference dashboard. So what it basically does is it shows the total number of customers that we have, the average age of customers, number of job titles, you know. It now starts to show you how the sales have been going so far, bulk of customers, in what age category they fall into. This is it right here, this one here, right? Sorry, this is like a little video I recorded for LinkedIn, so it's not going to show like the entire thing. I was just clicking so that people will see how it changes, because this dashboard, when you click a particular field, it shows you it change the other fields changes to show you what was made for the year, the amount of customers that were there, and all of that. So this is where you have your bulk of customers, and their age was age 17 to 27. And here we have customers with vehicles other than Toyota, Ford, you know. And then here you have number of visits, distribution of customer in selected job area across top 5, and then top 5 department comparison across age groups. So this was just the basic, the very first dashboard. This is Excel dashboard now that we were able to build. So I'll pause this. I'm going to just dive into the very last one that we did, which was the, sorry about the background noise, please, if you're hearing what I'm hearing. So can you see this now?
We can't, we're still seeing the Excel dashboard.
Oh, a minute. I think I will need to close that. Sorry, please.
That's fine.
Oh.
Guys, this is a dashboard that actually shows customer demography, right? So you want to know, where are the bulk of my customers coming from and what brand of cars do they prefer? This dashboard helps you do that, and then you get to make important decisions from this dashboard. You know where to concentrate all your marketing efforts and where to improve on. This is the essence of this dashboard to help you make insightful decisions. Now, you're not just making decisions based off your thoughts, right? You're making decisions based off practical data, real insight. This is what we teach our participants to do. And these skills are really relevant. All right, Choma, we can see your Power BI dashboard.
Okay, so this was the very last one that we did, the Power BI. First is this entire thing just started as a data, right? This is my table view here. Apologies if it's going to roll ahead. So this is like the table view, what we actually worked with. Everything you saw in that dashboard started from this very page, right? And then from here, we went on to do like a, sorry, please, a model view. So the model view basically shows you everything that we're working on, from the category dimension, the country dimension, the sales dimension, customer dimension, product dimension, and the sales actually, which basically shows you, sorry, apologies, which basically shows you all of this, right, put together. And then after we built this, we came up with the report view, which is this. So this is a typical Power BI dashboard. And then, so this was basically a Texas Electronics Executive KPI dashboard, which the idea for building this was to show like the total customer purchase, the total items sold, you know, total revenue, total profit. Right here is the quarter. In a year, you obviously know we have 4 quarters, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, like that. And then this is weekdays what was made, weekends what was made, and then here are the items that were sold. It was, of course, you know, it's an electronics company, so the things you'll be seeing are like smartphones, laptop, digital camera, headphones, and all that. So in order to get, and these are the total rewards by category name. This is customer total customer purchase by top 5 customer name. And here we have the total profit by top 5 countries. Right here, which is the line chart, we have total items sold by month name. So the idea is that this is the smartphone right here, right? And if you click on it, it basically shows you everything changes, right? You start to see total reward revenue for the smartphone. The same thing applies here, and applies here. You understand? So here is monthly. You will see items that were sold monthly. This is the highest. The highest items that were sold for the month was for March, right? So you tend to see how it changes. It gives you different figures from this smartphone to know like how every other thing went and how these customers, what the purchases that were made. This is the highest purchase customer now for smartphone, right? And it's Kenya. You start to see progresses of different the same applies for everything. So anyone you click, it shows you results for the other charts, right? So guys, to be honest, you are in safe hands with Tenalytics. No matter how much we explain these things to you, you have to have the willpower to want to learn this thing for yourself. And if there's an advice that we've been giving, I'm trying to stop sharing so that we can. Apologies, I always get this thing wrong. So stop sharing. Is there a way you can help me stop sharing, guys? I'm trying to.
All right.
So the advice for me would be that learn as much as you can. I know sometimes our work doesn't permit. It has stopped now, right?
Yes.
Priscilla, so I know sometimes it might look like we are very, very busy, but let me tell you something. If there's a good advice that we got from Mohammed, who happens to be one of the people that will be taking the classes at some point, major classes will be Saturdays, and sometimes our timings are different. Some of us are in different locations because for my class that we have people in Canada, we have people in UK, and the thing is, you might not have the time, but you see that Saturday class, even if you're not able to join and practice, because while they are teaching, you are practicing, everybody's always on board during the classes. If you're not going to have the liberty of time, or maybe you're working, I know some people work weekends, and I understand how the hustle is. So the good thing is just be watching the videos, because there's something about watch what they do, so that when you start your watch me do it videos that we do every week, some things will come very easy for you because you've heard and you've seen, and then you can actually apply. So guys, I would advise that you come on board. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of money to be made from all of this, both the data scientists, everybody on board this thing. I tell you that with the little amount of time that we've had so far, we've learned something that we can actually apply in our places of work. So I advise you to get on board. The payment is not even much compared to, I'm telling you, Tenalytics, but not charging us much, but it's good. So, and you give us the liberty to break payments. So nobody's telling you to pack all of the money and pay it at once. You can break down your payments into 2. So they've tried to make a lot of things very easier for us. So I think someone said, Choma, you're a suspect.
Someone has finished helping us sell this product. Thank you.
Both of us.
Thank
Please,
you.
why did you say
Thank
that?
you.
Hey, don't worry.
Thank you
Don't
so
worry,
much.
get on board. I tell you, it's going to be a very fantastic session, and you get to meet like-minded people. I've made a very good friend here. So even some things you don't know, you find that there are people who want to learn together. I get on calls with my people, we learn some things. The idea is to just come together, learn all you can, do what you can together, apply what you can. Tenalytics is a place that you know that even if you're working tomorrow and you need help, there's no way someone will not answer you. So don't think that after the classes you're alone. You're together with somebody, even if it's one person. So guys, I wish you guys all the best. Please come on board. Let's all learn.
All right. Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Priscilla.
Priscilla, let me quickly answer someone's question here. They said that Chioma should I'm looking for it again. Okay, show a typical HR dashboard. Okay, so Chioma just started, and she started August. This is, I think, about a month into the program now. And so like they have not yet gotten into the core part of HR. Of course, they'd have to do problem solving first, then go through Excel, like she showed us, then Power BI, which she showed us, and now they are moving into SQL. Okay, so it's a step-by-step process, and best believe that by the time they get into the core HR part, she'll be an expert already. All right, so thank you so much, Chioma, for sharing. Zoom user, you could drop your question in the chat and we'll pick it up from there if you don't mind. All right, Priscilla, please let's move on.
All right, so I think we'll have Daniel next. Daniel, please, are you still with us? Daniel. So I don't think Daniel is here because I was supposed to help him share his screen while he presents. So I think we're just going to go to the part where we tell people about financial analytics, HR analytics, and what the program entails.
Oh, okay, over to me then.
Yes, over to you, Dambala.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to be sharing my screen. Please confirm you can see my screen.
It's coming up. Yes, I can see it now.
Okay, great. I'm trying to put it up. Okay, fantastic. So once again, welcome to the Tenalytics Student Project Showcase, where you're going to be seeing the different projects that our students have worked on in all programs. Data analytics, data science, data engineering, power platform engineering, business analysis, financial analytics, and HR analytics. Okay, so before I get started, I want you to tell me in the chat which of these programs that I've listed should I explain first. I'm going to be looking and I'm going to be picking the one that has the highest votes. Okay, so which of these programs do you want me to go ahead and explain first of all the programs that I have listed? Data analytics, data science, business analysis. Data analytics is winning.
I think data analytics have it. Let's have it.
Data science. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Which of these programs do you want me to explain first? Okay, data analytics. Okay, okay. Ugbede, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly. Please drop your question. Priscilla will note it down and we'll take it when we have when we start answering questions, okay? So please just drop your question again and we'll take note of that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and explain the data analytics program first. All right, so first of all, I would like to reiterate that each of the programs that I've listed that we offer at Tenalytics, we offer them based on 3 major key selections. We offer these programs based on 3 major reasons. So we did not just come up and say, oh, we want to start offering these programs, teaching people these programs. We did our research and we saw that, okay, these are the programs that are well-rounded and well-suitable for literally anybody, like anybody to jump on and become a master of. Okay, so it does not require you having any mathematics background, any tech background, anything. I was not a science student, all right, but now I'm one of the people that women that advocates for other women. I mean, joining the tech train and all of that. I did not study. I was an art student. Okay, now I'm a data analyst and I'm also advocating for more women to join the tech field. Okay, so it does not require you having any form of background at all, right? So number one thing that we looked at is ease of learning. All of these programs are programs that you can get started and become really good at in just 3-4 months. Forget it if somebody tells you that, oh, I need for you to become a master in something, you have to have 1 year or 10 years or no, never. It is practice, practice, practice. And that's what we always preach here in Tenalytics. You can hear that somebody mentioned it earlier. It is practice, practice, practice. Okay, so we look at ease of learning. We look at ease of transition. Like I said, you don't have to have any tech background. It's just you coming with full dedication. We at Analytics are committed to ensuring that you get the best of the best. But you need to come with your own full commitment and of course your 100%, because best believe that with your 100%, we will meet you halfway. Number 3 is high and rewarding salary. If you go literally on any job board, Indeed, Glassdoor, you would see that these programs that we offer at Analytics, these tech career paths, are career paths that offer high and rewarding salary, of which we are going to elaborate on for each of the programs. Okay, so number 1 is ease of learning, number 2 is ease of transitioning, number 3 is high and rewarding salary. Now, if I may ask you one more time, what is your reason for wanting to join tech? Like, okay, you're here, you want to, obviously because you want to get started in a tech career field. So what is your reason for wanting to join? You want to get started in tech? Tell me your reasons in the chat. Okay, I'm going to be looking for it. Now, money. Oh shit, that's the number 1 ginger. That's the ginger. Okay, so money, job, better paying job, of course, ease of learning, work from home. I'm telling you, that is the new thing. Okay, work from home is the new thing. Nobody wants to get in a 3 hours traffic in Lagos. Say, I'm going to work. Just sit in your house, you turn on your ring lights like I've turned on, and your work is going on. Okay, so work from home and high salary, of course. Tech money, more money, good job, remote jobs, money. A lot of people want money. People are looking for money. Wow. Flexibility, which is good. Jackpot opportunity, very, very, very valid. Okay, I will tell you for a fact that is very, very valid. Tech gives you the opportunity to jackpot. Like, see your point. Chick Willy. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Okay, better job, new career, secure big bag. Big bag is the goal. Okay. All right. So I see a lot of good reasons, and these are all valid reasons. Okay. So now let's take these programs one by one. What do they actually entail? Okay. So I said I was going to start with this data analytics. I'm just going to navigate to the data analytics program. Now, what does a data analyst do? If you're here, you want to transition into data analytics, what do you think they do? I'm asking in the chat. So if you're here, you've come to learn about the data analytics program, probably you want to join or something. What do they do? What do you think the role of a data analyst is? Anybody? Or you can just raise your hand and I'm just going to call you to just like give us a very short answer, 1 sentence. Anybody?
Okay, I think Batman is saying is to clean data, query data in the chat.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
data
visualization makes a lot of sense. Okay, so now a data analyst is responsible for analyzing and interpreting data. You're the person that you collect the data of the company and then you make sense of this data. Imagine if you open a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet, and you see figures, a lot of figures, they don't make sense to you. You're just looking at like, what is this? Right? It is a data analyst that then comes and says, okay, just give me this spreadsheet. And then they make sense of that data. So much so that when you now see it in the visualization, it makes more sense to you. You're able to interpret it. You're able to see the summary. Just like what Chioma showed us, just like what Larry showed us, all of that data that they presented to us, it was in a spreadsheet before that did not really make sense. But they took it and they put it into a dashboard. They summarized it. They analyzed it. And then when we now see it, we're able to interpret, oh, okay, this is total sales. Oh, this is total profit. Oh, this is this. Oh, this is that. So that is your major role as a data analyst. You will be responsible for interpreting data, making sense of data. All right. So people like stakeholders, like business CEOs, they don't have the time to sit and say, I want to analyze this thing. I want to look at this thing. Or they don't have the time to be looking at each row of data. that's why they hire data analysts to say, okay, come and make sense of this data, and then they pay you cool money. So you're going to be analyzing and interpreting data to generate sensible insights that will then inform the decisions that the company will be making. All right. So as a data analyst, your key learning areas include problem solving. The first thing that a data analyst will be doing is solving problems, because there's no way that you're making sense of data and that data is not trying to like do something for the company. Okay, so if you're looking at data, you're looking at it, okay, what problem does the company have and how can I use this data to solve that problem? And that is one key thing that I'm going to be learning in Tenalytics, because first of all, as a data analyst, your major role is solving problem. You're using data to solve problem. And if you don't know how to solve problem, if you don't even know how to look for the problem or how to even make sense of the problem, then what is the point? Okay. So problem solving, number one. Number two, Excel. You'll be learning Excel. You saw what Chioma was able to build in Excel. And that's one thing that you'll be doing as well. Building interactive dashboards in Excel. You're going to be learning various functions and formulas and seeing how you can use Excel to summarize data. Pivot tables, pivot charts. These are things that you're going to be learning in Excel. Then you move to SQL, where you learn how to query databases. Now, some people say, oh, SQL is programming, I don't want to do this, I don't want. No, it is not. It is called structured querying language. It is a language that you use to query your database. A database is where you store data, like a spreadsheet, like all this cloud. Let me not use big terms, but it's just like where you store data, all right? And as a data analyst, you should be able to draw out information from this database. Hence the reason why we will be teaching you SQL, so you can confidently sit in your space, your workspace, and query and bring out data that you need without the help of a data engineer or database administrator or what have you. So SQL, then Power BI, of course, to build interactive dashboards and to analyze data. Tableau to tell stories using data. You need to be able to tell stories, of course. So you're not just coming to build dashboards. How meaningfully can you build that dashboard so that even if you're not there, they can sit with that dashboard and understand what is in it. All right. So you're going to be learning Tableau and data storytelling, then ChatGPT for analytics. Now, we've heard people say, oh, AI is coming for my job, blah, blah, blah. AI can never take your job if you know what you are doing. Okay. And that is why you need to get on the type of career that AI can never, ever take. Okay. So ChatGPT for analytics is going to help you to teach you how to use ChatGPT to make your work easier. Basically, AI is supposed to make our work easier, not take over our work, right? So ChatGPT for analytics, and finally Microsoft Fabric for analytics, which is also another major tool, that a data analyst should have in their toolkit. Now, what is the average salary of a data analyst in the UK? That is £40,456. That's for a new person. Now, imagine what a senior person or mid-level is earning. Okay, in Canada it is 64,000 Canadian dollars. In US it is 70,000 US dollars. Now you can become a data analyst in 4 months, 4 solid months. It does not have to be a year. 4 months is enough to get you started and get you a job in data analytics. We've had students that have gotten jobs in less than 2 months. They started learning, they started practicing, they started putting out their work. And in less than 2 months, even before they even completed the programs, they were already working as data analysts. So you can become a data analyst in 4 months. You get to learn in 3 months, 3 months of intensive solidifying learning, and then 1 month of internship where you get to practice everything that you've learned and also build it into a portfolio. Okay, so that is basically that for the data analytics program. Key learning areas, who a data analyst is, and the average salary of a data analyst. The next one I'm going to be talking about is the business analyst. The business analyst, all right? Okay. right? So the business analyst is someone who is like an intermediary between the stakeholder and the development team, the tech team, the dev, the front end, back end people, middle end, and so on and so forth. Okay, so this is the person that acts as a bridge. You're like a bridge between the business owners and the dev team, the technology team. You're like the person that is okay saying like, you go to the business owners and you ask them like, okay, what do you want? What do you want your business to achieve? And then you plan it. You take the dev part, take it to the development team, the project part, take it to the project management team, and it goes on and on and on and spreads around like that. So you are the one ensuring that there is effective communication between the stakeholders and the technical team. You're the bridge, you're the intermediary. Okay. And your basic role will be understanding requirements, getting requirements, building process maps, planning projects, ensuring that things are actually going the way they should go, ensuring that what the company, what the CEO, what the stakeholders want actually come to fruition. Okay, so for the key learning areas of a business analyst, it includes Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Of course, these are not necessary as a business analyst, but we at Analytics, we've looked at it and we've said, oh, okay, let's teach these people these things so that it gives them an edge. So for example, say you've applied for a job as a business analyst and then they've asked you, okay, can you use Excel, Power BI, and SQL? And you said yes. It gives you an edge over somebody that is just a business analyst without all of these tools in their toolkits. So Excel, Power BI, and SQL. Then we have process mapping, where you'll be learning how to map out processes of the company. So say, for example, there's a particular thing that the company has been doing before, then you eventually, like as a business analyst, try to understand that process and then map it out, and then map out the process that they want to move to ensure that that thing that they've been doing before is in a much more better shape. So that's process mapping. Then you project initiation planning as well. Agile and Scrum for projects are the things that you'll be learning in the business analysis program. We have software development, life cycle, requirements fundamentals, elicitation, stakeholder analysis, and engagement. These are the things I'm going to be learning in the business analysis program. Now, the average salary of a business analyst is 52,500 in the UK. In Canada, it is 74,462 naira, and in the US, it is 85,874 naira in the dollar in the US dollars. Okay, so you can also become a business analyst in 3 months. In 3 months, you can become a business analyst, right? You learn in 2 months and then 1 month of internship as well. If you understand everything that I've been saying so far, can you drop a yes for me in the chat? Everything that I've said so far, I've explained the data analyst program, I've explained the business analyst program. If you understand, please drop a yes for me in the chat. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. All right, okay. So let's look at the next program on our list. We have the HR Analytics program. This is what Chioma is currently taking. This is the program Chioma is currently taking, the HR Analytics program. As an HR analyst, you specialize in analyzing human resource data. What you do is you take human resource data, you analyze it to support workforce planning, talent management, everything that has to do with the HR sector, HR part of the company. This is what you're going to be on, right? So you use the data, the HR data of the company to you summarize it to make sense of the workforce, the workforce of the company, how they can plan their workforce, how they can manage their talent. You're the one in charge of analyzing data that has to do with attrition. That is, if the company is retaining employees or not. You're the one in charge of analyzing HR headcount data, management, if the management is actually doing what they ought to do or what they ought not to do. So you're going to be the one analyzing basically HR, human resource data. Now, for the data HR analyst, right, your key learning areas will also be problem solving, where you're using, you get the knowledge of how to use the HR data to solve HR problems in the company. It's like it is more specified, okay? It is more tailored towards the HR field, right? You're using the HR data to ensure that, okay, is everything okay with the company's HR department, the company's employee satisfaction rate of the company, of the company's employee, and so on and so forth. Okay, so key learning areas will be problem solving, right? And then Excel as well. You're going to be learning how to use Excel to build interactive dashboards to make sense of HR data, Power BI to and DAX functions. Of course, you'll be learning data analysis expressions in the data analytics program. Okay. Right. SQL, which is structured query language. Then you move into the HR proper, where you learn HR analytics and performance evaluation, where you're able to use HR data to use the data from the HR department to perform evaluation of each employee in the company, HR metrics and life cycle, HR analysis and dashboarding, collaboration and report automation, and also be building a lot of HR data, a lot of HR data, both in class and as assignment. Then you also be learning ChatGPT for analytics, how to ensure that you're able to use AI to analyze data. AI can do this thing for you, but you need to be able to input what you need. You need to be able to tell it what you need, and that's what you're going to be learning, right? So the average salary of an HR analyst in the UK is £30,500. Canada, it is £71,230. In the US, it is £62,305. Okay. In 4 months, in just 4 months, you can become an HR analyst. Okay, so you get to learn intensive learning for 3 months, and then 1 month of internship where you get to work on different data sets, HR data sets, different HR data sets. So this is basically everything that is in the HR package. And best believe that HR analytics is one of the tech career paths that is slowly skyrocketing. It is skyrocketing. Now, the people are no longer companies are no longer just they are no longer joking with their HR department. They want to be able to retain talent, all right? And before they can do that, they need to be able to make sense of their data. And this is where an HR analyst come in, and this is where, if you get started today, in the next 2-3 years, you're going to be making a lot of money, because of course, again, companies are no longer making they're no longer joking with their HR departments. Okay, now the next one I have is financial analytics. Now, one fake news I need to debunk is the fact that you have to be an accountant before you can take the HR analytics program. You have to have studied accounting. I hear it a lot, and I feel like it's a very wrong thing to say. It's like saying that you need to have studied political science in school before you can become a local government chairman, or before you can go for the post of the governor. Guys, is that correct? Do I have to have studied political science in school before I can put him to become the president of Nigeria? If you agree with me, say yes, I guess. If you don't agree, say no or something. Do I have to have studied political science before I become a president? No, of course not, right? So thank you, Priscilla. That is not true. So you don't have to, again, the same way I've said earlier, that you don't have to have studied any science or whatever before you can become a data analyst. It's the same way you don't have to have studied accounting before you can take the financial analytics program. Okay, so the financial analyst plays a critical role when it comes to financial data. When it comes to everything financial data, yes, you studied political science, but you're not practicing anything politics, right? I studied geography, but I'm not practicing anything geography. So it is a very wrong notion to say that, okay, because I did not take accounting in school, I can't study, I can't take the financial analytics program. That's not true. All right. So as a financial analyst, you're going to be dealing with financial data, making sense of financial data. All right. Companies like Bank of America, banks like GT Bank, like Access Bank, they need financial analysts. Even without, working with a bank or anything, you can open your own consulting firm, and all these big companies will be coming to you to help you, to tell you to make sense of their financial data. If you, as somebody who is looking to get into the big four, that's Deloitte, KPMG, what's the other two? Yeah, I understand. The big four. Learning financial analytics will give you an edge over PwC. Thank you. It will give you an edge. EY. Thank you. It will give you an edge over most other people that have just studied accounting without any degree to back it up, or without any skills or roles to back it up. Do you understand? So this financial analytics program is not even something that anybody should take for granted or say that, okay, I cannot study, I can't do it, because no. Yeah, into analytics, we will teach you, and that's one thing that I'm so proud of, because there is nobody that's taking this financial analytics program and will say that, oh, I did not enjoy the program, or I did not do this, or I did not do that. We will teach you. Okay. That's for the financial analytics program. Now, the key learning areas for this program is, number one, problem solving. Again, you know that you're working with financial data. So of course, you need to know how to solve problems using this financial data. Say, for example, the company is experiencing one huge loss and they need somebody to actually make sense of that data. With the skills that you've learned here, you'll be able to solve that problem for them, because it is something related to finance. And of course, it's something that you can easily tackle because you have the skills. All right. So that's problem solving. Number two is Excel. Again, how to use functions and formulas in Excel, talking about the if functions, the sum ifs, the count ifs, the pivot tables, summarizing financial data in Excel. Then you also learn Power BI, where you get to build interactive dashboards in Power BI using financial data. Then you learn SQL. Did anybody here attend any of our? Did you attend the last financial analytics program masterclass that we had? If you did, drop a yes in the chat. I just want to know, because in that masterclass we used financial data. We used Power BI to solve financial data, and it's on our YouTube page if you missed out on it. Okay, so you can just watch it after this program ends, right? So you also learn Power BI, then you learn SQL, where you get to know how to use structured query language to query databases as a financial analyst, which is an added advantage, to be very honest, because there aren't a lot of financial analysts out there that can use SQL. They are not plenty at all. So when you're applying for a role and you include that, okay, I can use SQL as a financial analyst, you know the advantage that gives you. All right. So you learn SQL, you learn accounting fundamentals. Like I said, we'll teach you the basics from scratch. You learn financial analysis, financial modeling, how to build financial models. Now, there's a student I know that even before she finished our program, she was already building financial models for people and earning money, right? So just one financial model, she was charging 150, and that was, I think, in January or something. Now you can imagine how much she's charging now that she has a certificate and she's already balling, right? So imagine building 5 financial models in a week with your skills, and then work under anybody for government work for what? Do you get what I mean? So this is what you're going to be learning in financial analytics class: financial modeling, valuation, sensitivity, and scenario analysis. These are the things that are going to be learning. And financial analytics is not going anywhere. Okay? It is not a tech skill that you will learn and in the next 1 year, you're looking for another tech skill to learn because it's already old or something. No, it is not going anywhere. As long as we have companies like the Big Four, we have companies like, we have banks, we have Bank of America, Bank of London, Lloyd Banks, and all of that. Financial analytics is not going anywhere. Rather, it will keep growing and growing and growing. And the next 10 years, if you start now, you know, I will not say much, okay? I feel like it's my smile. You know what I'm trying to say, all right? So the average salary of a financial analyst in the UK is £51,000. In Canada, it is 69,000 Canadian dollars, and in USA, it is 74,000 United States dollars. Now, you can become a financial analyst in 4 months. 4 months. Again, 3 months of learning and 1 month of internship. This 1 month of internship, you're going to be building financial models. You're going to be applying everything that you've learned in that class. You're going to be applying it during the internship, and just so you can build your portfolio and also like start applying for jobs, start applying. So I've explained financial analytics, data analytics, HR analytics, and business analysis. Now, the next thing that we're going to be doing, no, the internship is free, completely free, okay? So the next thing that we're going to be doing is to bring up students from the 3 other major programs that we have: data science, data engineering, and power platform engineering. All right, so after brought them up to showcase their projects, then we will now explain the 3 other programs very shortly, and then we would close for the day. All right, so Priscilla, who are we bringing up next?
Okay, I think we're bringing up Mobolaji from data science. Hi, Mobolaji.
Hey.
Hello, Priscilla. Good evening. Good evening,
Hi.
everyone.
Good evening. Good to have you here. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. And you?
Very well. So if you could just give us a brief background of yourself, how you got to know about analytics, when you registered for the program.
Okay, so I in the data full stack data science program. I am in the July cohort. Right. So, and I also got to I was introduced to analytics through one of this I had the masterclass session, and it was just very explanatory. So it was hard to go back because I felt like the person that was actually teaching really knew what he was doing and he could explain. It was very understandable. So I was like, this is a good place to be. So from there, it's been a very great journey.
All right, interesting. So did you have any data science background before you joined Analytics?
Actually, I didn't have any data science background. So I think I have a background in real estate. So, but then when I decided to up my skill, try to go for high value jobs, so I decided to go into tech. So what I did was I went online. There was this Google professional data analytics course that I actually enrolled in. So that was what like started me into like the whole data science journey. So, but it just really wasn't too, because then I did the certification course. I got certified by Google, but you know, trying to get a job in the real market is not just like it's not that automatic. So it was more like I needed a mentor, something like Analytics is providing. I think like that's like really like what I really needed all along, because you know it was just dead ends from applications, and then unfortunately we can't proceed, and you're wondering why you're not getting a job after you're doing you just got certified from all these online certification courses. So but since I joined Analytics, I kind of like I've seen the missing links, from everything that have been happening. So there's a lot of inside information and mentorship that just makes you understand how to really get a job outside there.
Interesting. I'm excited to hear this because I saw one comment on the chat and the person was saying if somebody has more like a little background, it could give them an edge. While that is true, do you know what interest can do for you? Interest and knowledge, the ability to surf the net, and then the ability you have access to facilitators that are willing to walk you through right? And then you get to build projects, you get to build your portfolios, just know how to press your system, have interest, and that's all you need to get enrolled in analytics and to be a data scientist. So Mobolaji, if you could just go ahead to show us some projects you've been able to build and the relevance, just share the relevance of this project.
Okay. Thank you. Let me just share my screen.
And also, do we get to see your face?
Oh, okay. I thought,
So we can spotlight you.
but I don't know if I'm visible now. Am I visible?
Damilola, I don't know if you can see his face because I can't yet. I can't hear you, Dami. You're muted. Okay, I can see you now, Mobolaji.
Oh, you can see me now? Oh, okay, good. So I'm just going to share my screen now. Okay, you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to be presenting tonight on dealer services return analysis. Okay. So like I said, I am Bolaji Faliba. I'm from the data science, I'm full stack data science and July cohort. So this was one of the projects that we worked on in class, and it's a return analysis for a company called Dealer Services. So who is Dealer Services and what do they do? So Dealer Service is a customer-centric company that provides a wide range of products to customers across different states. They take pride in delivering products on time and ensuring a seamless delivery performance to meet customers' expectation. So then this was, we got a brief from this company, and I'm just going to go over there. Is my screen still visible though? I want to confirm this.
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. So this, I just wanted to show this to everyone. So this is like a brief that you get whenever you are trying to work a project or work with a company. So you're sent a brief and an overview and whatever it is, like the business objectives for the company, everything is here. And we also have what we call the data dictionary. So this contains a definition of every data, shall I say labels or the type of data that you're going to come across in your data set. So everything is defined here. So you know what a column actually represents. So this is data dictionary for this particular data set. So what's the business objective that we are trying to take a look at here? So they want to obtain an overview of their data. They notice discrepancies in their return rates and are looking towards achieving a target return rate of 5% for the coming year. So basically, this company, they're having most of their products being returned after the purchase by the customer. So they're trying to figure out what exactly is going on and how they can actually alleviate the issue. They want to achieve a target return rate of 5% for the coming year. So after getting the business objective, after getting the brief from the company, the data set was sent, all right, and it was an Excel format, right? So this is the data set. It contains a whole lot of information, right? But it's about the return transactions that went on in the company. This data set is just containing information for about just three years, 2018, 2019, and 2020. So let's go on. So from there, once you get the data, basically what you're supposed to do, I was supposed to clean this data, but this data was actually well structured and clean before it was actually passed on. So there was really not much cleaning to do with the data set. So what I did was just I loaded the data into Tableau straight away. So after putting the data in Tableau, I came up with a dashboard that was an analysis of the returns that happened in the company. So we have some KPIs, some major KPIs that we have the total discounted cost, the total quantity ordered. So it's always very important to have your KPIs on your dashboard. So that way it always helps to keep you on the right direction, you know, focus on the right objectives. And then some of other things that are added on this dashboards was the return rate, the delivery performance. So the delivery performance is the delivery performance talks about if it's a delayed delivery or the delivery was on time. This return rate is yes is for the amount of purchases that was returned, and no is for those that want to return. So these are other things that was captured on the data on the dashboard. This is return trend, return by states, and every other thing. So for the analysis, some of the major questions that I asked, so I could derive some insights about the return processes in the company was, I decided I was going to do analysis by some of the major categories that I put on this dashboard. So the first segment was analysis of returns by customer acquisition type. So from the data set I was given, there's a column there that talks about the customer acquisition type. So this is how a customer came across a company, or how we got linked to a company in the first place. So it was divided into three: customers that came through ads, customer that came, we have the organic customers, and then we have the returning customers. So when I did an analysis of returns per customer acquisition type, this showed that the highest return was from customers acquired through advertisements, and this was a yearly pattern. So now we are beginning to uncover some insights from these data sets, right, that could actually help us to decipher how to help with the return rate for the company. So this is the first analysis. Then we did another one. I did analysis of returns per product. So what I did was I checked some products and I tried to find out which are the highest return rates. So product 1 and product 3 are the highest return rate of 11%, and while others are 10%. I can actually show you how this works because in Tableau, so this is Tableau. Just to confirm, is my Tableau screen still active? Can everyone see my Tableau screen?
Yes, I can still see it.
Okay, good. Thank you. So this is a dashboard I built in Tableau, and it's and Tableau is known for its responsiveness, right? So you really can compare a lot of metrics by just clicking on one particular item. All right, every other information changes. Every other information is filtered by the item that you clicked on. So I'm trying to look for, let me just show you how this works real quick. So I'm trying to analyze returns per product. Product 1 and product 3 having the highest return rate of 11%. So let's go check product 1 and product 3. So this is product 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to click on this. Yes, is going to show me every part of this dashboard that has a return. So when I click on that, so everything changes. Now I click on product 1. So now I can see that for product 1, we have 11% return rate for product 1. Product 3, we want to click on it again. We also have 11%, right? And then we have other products. For instance, this is product 4. Yes, it's just 10%. That's just low. So when I did analysis of the products, it was discovered that product 1 and product 3, they have highest return rate. So that's very interesting to know. So I mean, that's a very great insight that we can actually inform the company about. We're going to get there. Okay, so that I also did analysis of returns by state. So basically, I try to analyze the regions, right? And I try to see if there were states that had some really high return rates. So that could be a pointer. That could be an important note of point. So when I did this analysis, it showed that Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, they all have the highest return rate of 15%. Right. So these states, they have the most or the highest return rates. So that's also another interesting point to note. We're going to actually do something about this soonest. So I think I also did an analysis of the returns per support agent. So trying to again, for instance, when you get a data set, you keep asking questions. Okay, you keep asking questions to unravel the core problem. So part of the questions that I asked, so I thought to myself that, okay, why not do an analysis of the returns per support agent? So let's see if the support agents, let's see their interactions with the customers. Let's see if that has an effect on the return rate. So when I did this analysis, there was actually no definite pattern in the returns per support agent. So agents who had low returns in the previous years had significantly high returns in later years. So that means support agents who did very well last year, all right, for example, like 2018 or 2017, they did shall I say, badly the coming year. So there really was no definite pattern in this analysis. So that was what we could uncover from that. We're still going to come back there again. So the last analysis I did was just the return trend. Okay, so this showed that we had the highest return rate in 2017 with 30 returns, which was followed by a sharp decline in 2018 with 19 returns and a slight rise in 2019 with 24 returns. So basically, it's always very good to do analysis and do like a trend analysis. So you can see the trend with time. So that can actually give you, that can provide an insight onto the kind of activities that happen during a period of time. Okay, so that could actually help you to organize and plan better. So we can see here that 2017 was like a very high, they had like high returns, and there was a decline in 2018. So obviously we can definitely derive an insight from this, and we'll do that right in the next. So now we're done with the major analysis, that are the major questions. So this was questions that I asked myself when I got the data sets, and this was the analysis I made. Now, after doing this analysis, now I went on to provide some recommendations, just from the insights that I gained from this analysis. So the first one would be, when I was making a recommendation by customer acquisition type, I'll just take the first one because I don't want to take too long a time. So targeted product information. Since the highest return rate was from customers acquired through advertisements, the company should ensure that the product information provided through advertisement is accurate, comprehensive, and representative of the actual product. Misleading or incomplete information can lead to dissatisfaction upon receiving product. So this actually makes sense. So because we're getting high return rates from customers that we acquire through advertisements, so we're thinking that it could be possible that part of the advertisements that we put out there is probably not representing the product the exact way. And so if the customers get the product and it's something different from, from the popular, shall I say, from the popular statement that goes on that what you ordered versus what you get, right? So that really happens. And so I was thinking that, okay, we can actually tell the company to watch out on the advertisement and make sure that it's accurate, it's comprehensive, and is representing the actual product. So then images should also be very clear so that the customers can really they get exactly what it is that they see in the advert. So that was the recommendation that I made from acquisition type. I'm going to quickly go to the next one.
All right.
The product quality
please go ahead. Just give us one more recommendation.
Okay, so let me just go to probably the last. Okay, let me just go to the last recommendation there. So the last one is I did a recommendation by the return trend. So the analysis of return trend showed that product one had the highest return rates in 2018 and 2019 with 11% and 13% return rates, respectively. While the average return rate for other products in 2018 and 2019 was just 8.5 and 11 return percent. So basically what I'm trying to recommend here is product one was actually a culprit in 2018 and 2019. It had like the most return rate. So it was very, very clear that something was actually wrong with that product, right? Because of 2018, he had the highest return rate. 2019 also, he had the highest return rate. So the company should ensure that the product is high quality and product descriptions are accurate, comprehensive, with clear expectations about what they are purchasing, thus minimizing customer dissatisfaction. So these are some of the recommendations and the analysis I made with Dealer Services, and thank you for listening. So I hope you were able to learn one or two things. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening.
Thank you very much, Mobolaji. Thank you so much. I'd like you to answer one question from the chat, right? So I was thinking we just go over the whole entire session and then take questions. Would you say that a data scientist needs to be a data analytics professional before he can successfully transition into data scientist, into being a data scientist? Because I saw somebody asking.
Well, okay, so basically, right, data science is I would say data science, okay, let me say first of all, so data analysts, they get data, they analyze the data, right? They can tell you what has happened or what is currently happening. That's majorly like what they do. Okay, and insights. Okay, so but data science, what we do is we take it just a step further. After we also do analysis, right? Well, we do more of predictive analysis. So what we do is we don't just tell you what is going on right now in your organization. We can predict that from your data by writing some models, right? We can predict that this is where your company is going to in the next 5 months. This is the amount of sales that you're going to make in another 5 months, right? So there is more of predictive analysis, right, or analytics, right, in data science than I would say in data analytics, even though they have a common intersection, right, in between them. So.
All right, thank you. So a data analyst and a data scientist, they both analyze data, but what a data scientist takes it further by also predicting what could happen in a company using, sometimes they get to use unstructured data, correct?
That's correct.
All right, great. So let's have the last person. I can see some questions. Don't worry, guys, we'll take your questions. Right, let's just have the last person. Hi, Okorocha Obina, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good to have you here. Thank you for staying this long. So if you don't mind, you could just run us through your background and also share your project with us.
Okay, Obina Okorocha. I'm a data engineer. And before that, though I'm from the May cohort, I guess I'm the oldest here. Yeah, so before that, I have absolutely had no idea about tech, even data. I actually got to know about data engineering from sorry, let me put on the camera. I actually got to know about data engineering from Tenalytics by attending the master classes before I joined. So I'm trying to blur this background. Hold on. Yeah, so I actually had zero experience in tech, like I said, data engineering. I got to know about data engineering in Tenalytics. So yeah, but I would never have expected myself to know the things I know or to be capable of the skills I'm capable of now. And I think I owe that to Tenalytics. Absolutely. Yeah, so let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. Is my screen visible?
It's coming up. Yes, I can see now.
Okay, so this is the latest project I got to work on. This is on EcoMarket. It's an e-commerce platform, and it's dedicated to promoting eco-friendly and sustainable products. Customers flock to our, okay, this is just the basic. But basically what EcoMarket does is providing sustainable products as environmental friendly products. So I was provided, though this is basically, it's an ETL cloud-based project. So I got to work in the AWS ecosystem using AWS bucket, S3 bucket for data source. That's where I got the extraction, because ETL extract, transform, and you load. So my extraction was done from the S3 bucket, which contained these files, which is the sales data CSV and customer profiles CSV. These are raw data, yeah. So I got to do the transformation in Pandas. Pandas was the framework I did the transformation. Then the loading was done in Amazon Redshift, which is a data warehouse. So let me just quickly, not to waste so much time. Can you guys see the notebook, the screen for the notebook?
No, I
I
can.
need to be sure. Is it still stuck on the PDF?
Yes, I can still see the PDFs. Yes, I can see the notebook now.
Okay, you can see the notebook now. Perfect. So basically, this the notebook is mostly for, would I say, your sketch work, right? Just for your rough work. But for production, I think you have to use the you have to use another ID which will contain your .py format for this Python script, because this is basically done on Python. Pandas is a framework under Python, or that uses that is in Python. So I just started with importing the necessary dependencies, which are the libraries and the frameworks. So I from this first line, you can see import Boto3. Boto3 is basically a software development kit, or you might say an API for Amazon Web Services, the cloud providers, Amazon. So yeah, so I imported Boto3, and also you import Pandas. Pandas is the main framework which I'll get to do my transformation, because this is basically a raw file. So there are some transformations that needed to be done, like the date format needs to be in a date time format. There's something called the date time format, which is a data type. I think some people should know about that. So this is the first line, the first code block that was used to extract, as you can see, extract data from cloud source. And this cloud source is the S3 bucket. So I don't need to run through the technicalities here, but as you can see, it was extracted with Boto3, which is the, like I said, the library, or the SDK, the software development kit for Amazon. And then after getting these files, if I run this, you'll see, let me run this, and you would see, sorry. Yeah, this is what I got from the cloud. So I downloaded these files from the cloud, as you can see, sales data and customer profiles. Yeah, so let me go back to this. So after that, in order to do a proper transformation, we have to create data frames. Data frames is basically the representation of your CSV files, or whichever format you have in the Pandas framework. So I had to create the PSV in order to make use of it in the Pandas framework. And these are just to give the details of the CSV. As you can see, the whatever we have in the Excel file is what we're going to get here as the data frame. Yeah, so I just did some, and now this is where the transformations take place. The transformations take place rather. We have the sales data frame and the customer data frame. So like I said, I had to change the time. From the time format was just in the basic alphabet. I just said alphabet format just so people can understand, but basically it's called the object format or string format. So I had to change it to a date time format, because basically that's what we do in data engineering. Yeah, the other guys in the data analysis and the data science, they literally pick up the data that has been polished or that has been brushed up from the data engineers. So we do more of the, would I say, the let me say, the rough work, the groundwork. That's why we are not so known. Yeah, so that's basically what we do. So I got to transform the data, clean it up, make sure it's presentable. But then don't forget, it's not just about cleaning up the data. We also do analytics. This is basically an analytics project based on the cloud. So what analytics were we asked to do? Let me see. So we're asked to calculate total sales revenue generated from sustainable products each month for the year 2022. And this sustainable products, there's a sort of there's a sort of criteria for what a sustainable product is under this eco market e-commerce company. So we were given criteria for what sustainable product is, and I think what sustainable product is hydration, apparel, and stationery. So what I simply did was to filter the data set. I had to filter the data set based on this criteria because we are only dealing with sustainable products, which I did. And I did some merging because I was given two data sets, the sales data set and the customer data set. The sales data set basically had information on sales, which is order ID, product name, and the rest of them, the price, the quantity. And then the customer data set had more of the customer name, gender, location, and the rest of them. Yeah, so basically to do a comprehensive analysis, I had to merge the two data sets. That's the power of Pandas. You get to merge data sets. I think Pandas Python basically just makes data analysis more dynamic. It makes it more dynamic. So I had to merge them together and did some filtering, like I said, based on this sustainable product criteria. And okay, yeah, this is just some further transformation I had to do in order to get the required analysis. I had to extract the month from the date time. Now, that is the importance of transforming a date from the data type that is a raw data type, which mostly comes as an object, to a date time. So you can easily do some basic transformation. Like if you want to extract only the month from the date, so which I did here, I extracted the month from the sales date column and creating a new column for it. Yeah, so this is it. I extracted the sales month. You can see where you can see where I highlighted the sales month. This is April, this September, August, and the rest.
All right.
Yeah, so I had to create a revenue column in the data frame, which revenue, as we know, to create a revenue column, revenue is simply the product of the price and the quantity, right? So this is basically what I did. This is the multiplication sign where I multiplied the price column and the quantity column to give the revenue. As you can see, it automatically gives the products. Yeah, so let me just rush through. Yeah, so there are some basic things I did. I did some grouping just to make sure to get the required. Yeah, so this is the monthly total sales revenue that was required. As you can see, it's here in the code, it's here in the output. And then the second requirement was the top 5 customer segments based on customer profiles. So,
all right. So just one question from my end, Obinna.
All right. All right.
How did you hear about analytics? And also, did you need to have a data engineering background?
Oh, I thought I mentioned that. I had, even you said data engineering background, even tech background, I had no idea.
Okay.
All I could do on my computer was to type and answer emails.
You can do all this now in how many months? Wow. I'm clapping for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm even like I also have to clap for myself too because it's unbelievable. If someone had told me, Obinna, in the next 3 months, you'll be able to work on the cloud, do cloud engineering, you'll be able to use Docker, you'll be able to do workflow orchestrations with Airflow, I would say get out of here. You're just lying. But trust me, being
This
being with Tenalytics, I think besides the comprehensive training, there is this thing that Tenalytics will put inside your mind or your mindset that, you know, we often get this imposter syndrome, right? Where we feel we can't do that, we can't do what other people are doing. Maybe we look at other professionals, be like, no way I can be able to do that in 3 months. But trust me, in less than 3 months, in 2 months, I was able to achieve through Tenalytics a lot of.
I love to see this.
Trust me, it's been a lot.
See this.
It's
Well
been a
done.
lot.
This is very interesting and amazing. So thank you very much for coming to share with us tonight. And I really do appreciate your presence, right? So I think we have Damilola here and she's ready to sell us. So please go ahead, Dami. Tell us about data engineering, data science, and all of that.
Oh.
All right. Thank you very much, Obinna, for coming. We really appreciate you coming to show us what you've done in class so far. All right.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right. So very quickly, I'm going to explain what the data science program entails, data engineering, and of course, the Power Platform Engineering program. Then we'll talk about the pricing for the program, and then we'll round up. So indulge me for the next couple of minutes, okay? I'm going to take it as fast as possible. All right. Okay. So the data engineer, just like Obinna showed us, is in charge of designing, developing, and maintaining data infrastructure, databases required for the organization. These are people that build databases from scratch. I think I mentioned what a database is. A data record where data, where we have the data of a company, like database of a company. All right. So these data engineers are the ones in charge of maintaining these databases. They are the ones in charge of designing. Some of them design from scratch. Some of them design based on what they've met on ground, and then they just keep maintaining. All right. So they have to ensure that the data of the company is well maintained. There is inflow of data, right? Like, so it's not a situation whereby maybe there's a problem in the company and then they need the data set that will be able to solve that problem and no data sets. All right. So these are people that ensure that there is smooth inflow and integration of data between different systems within the company. Now, what are the key learning areas of a data engineer? You learn introduction to data engineering. Like Obinna rightly said, you don't need a degree or what have you to be able to take. I mean, you don't need a data engineering background to be able to take the data engineering program, right? So you learn introduction to data engineering. We take it from the scratch. Then you learn SQL, that is structured query language, which is one major language that data engineers interact a lot with. Then you learn Python programming, just like that. That's what Obinna just showed us, the Python programming. You learn Linux, you learn how to build custom ETL pipelines using databases and APIs. You learn Apache Spark, you learn orchestration and scheduling. You learn AWS cloud engineering, which is also another part that you can even dive into. Then you also learn version control in GitHub. Now, what is the average salary of a data engineer? In the UK, it is £60,000. In Canada, it is 90,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, this is 114,501 US dollars. You can become a data engineer in basically 4 months. 4 months, you can get started. You learn for 3 months, that is on Saturdays and Sundays. Guys, classes are on weekends, which even makes it much more interesting because you can go to work and learn on the side. You don't have to be at work and also be learning. All right. So you become a data engineer in 4 months, 3 months of learning, and 1 month of internship. This is what we have for the data engineering program. Next, we have the data science program. Now, somebody has been asking what's the difference between a data scientist and a data analyst. A data scientist they are more tailored towards predictive analytics. All right. They are the ones that predict, they gather data sets, they train, do their machine learning modeling and all of that, and then they are able to predict what might happen in the nearest future. Okay, so data scientist applies advanced analytics and machine learning techniques to derive meaningful insights. These are people that build predictive models. They are able to train data in a way that it's able to give them predictions of what might happen in the future. All right. A data analyst, on the other hand, is to gather data and make sense of that data. So a data analyst and a data scientist, they both work hand in hand. You would see different companies, they have their data team. And in that data team, they would have a data analyst, a data scientist, they would have a business analyst, and also a data engineer, right? In this one team. Okay. So a data scientist is tailored towards building predictive models to predict what will happen in the future. A data analyst, on the other hand, is somebody who is using data to make sense, to derive insights, and ensure that the company is making sense of their data, and also ensuring that the data set that they are using is well quality data and up to date. Okay, so the key learning areas for a data scientist is statistics. You're going to be learning statistics, right? That's a bit. Statistics, okay? They also learn forecasting and predictive analytics using Microsoft Excel, where you'd be learning how to predict using moving average, linear regression in Excel, right in Excel, right? And that is really amazing. There's a lot that Excel can do for you, only if you sit down and learn this thing. Then you also be learning Tableau for data analytics, how to forecast in Tableau, how to predict and forecast in Tableau using Tableau itself. You learn structured query language. Of course, as a data scientist, you should be able to query databases. So you'd also learn this. You learn Python programming, where you get to learn functions in Python. You get to learn NumPy and Pandas, and so on and so forth. You learn exploratory data analysis, where you use data to show patterns in a particular workplace, patterns in a particular business process, and all of that. You also learn machine learning, and you learn computer vision. If you go on LinkedIn and you type in hashtag Tenalytics or Tenalytics, you'd see some of the projects that our students have worked on, whereby they were using, they used you know, from what they've learned in the data science class, they were able to use computer vision to predict hand movements and so on and so forth. Just go on LinkedIn and just type in hashtag Tenalytics, and you see all of that. So this is what we have comprised of what we have in data science program, right? Now, what is the average salary of a data scientist? In the UK, it is £50,000. In Canada, it is 94,000 Canadian dollars, and in the US, it is 121 USA dollars. Okay, so you can become a data scientist in 4 months as well. It does not have to take a year, it does not have to take 10 years. In 4 months, you can get started as a data scientist. You learn intensively for 3 months, and then 1 month of internship. 1 month of internship. All right. Lastly, we have the Power Platform Engineering Program. Of course, our students for this could not come up because they had to leave. All right. But for the Power Platform program, a Power Platform engineer is responsible for developing and implementing solutions. This is the program that lets you build websites, applications without coding. When you see full stack developers and all of those people building websites using HTML, CSV, CSS, and all of those things that they use, right? In the Power Platform Engineering Program, you can do the same without all of those coding things, right? What you'll be using is the Microsoft Power Platform, including the Power Apps, the Power Automate, and Power BI. All right. So this is a very, very interesting program, because now the fact that people can build apps without using HTML or CSS is making companies much more they are diving towards Power Platform in short. So the key learning areas for Power Platform includes introduction to Power Platform. Then you also learn Power BI, right? You learn structured query language. You learn Microsoft Power Automate. You learn Power Apps, Power Virtual Agents, Power Pages, and also building your case and creating actions. For this Power Platform program, you need no coding experience, no coding at all. You're not going to be coding at all. Like I said, you're going to be building apps without coding. No mathematics and no statistics. Basically, no knowledge at all. All you have to come with is your energy. Just come with your energy. So we have explained all the 7 programs that we offer here at Tenalytics. Now, what is your learning roadmap like? What is it like? Okay. This journey is 2 months, 3 months learning journey. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, based on the program that you select, right? So 2 or 3 months of project-based live classes, then 1 month of internship. For example, if you're taking a data engineering program, it's 4 months. That's 3 months of live classes, 1 month of internship. All right. So it's either 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 2 months, 3 months, then 1 month of internship. Okay. Now, these classes are virtual instructor-led classes on Zoom, on Google Meet. You do not have to leave your house. This is where, in fact, this is where your training of becoming a remote worker starts, because everything that you'll be learning, basically everything that the remote worker does, right? So you're going to be using tools like Slack, like Google Classroom, like WhatsApp, like Zoom, your classes. You don't have to get in traffic. You don't have to leave your house to be able to take these classes. Okay. Now, classes are on weekends. Classes are on weekends. Like I said earlier, you don't have to be at work and also be taking classes. Classes are on weekends. For Saturdays, we have live classes. Then on Sundays, we have something that we call Watch Me Do It videos. These are self-paced, pre-recorded videos that would help you learn concepts before coming to class. So, say for example, today's Saturday. Then we send the pre-recorded Watch Me Do It videos on Sunday. Then you work with these videos all through Sunday or through the week. You're able to watch them as slowly as you want to be able to grasp the knowledge. Then you come back on Saturday for a live class that will be taking you through real life case studies. This is where you're going to be working on real life case studies. Okay. So classes are on Saturdays and Sundays. On Saturdays, we have 11 p.m. to 2 p.m. For some of the programs like data analytics, like business analysis, like data science, we have the morning and the evening session. Okay, so the Saturday live class for the morning session is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. West African time, right? The evening is 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. West African time. Okay. So the data analytics program, the data science program, the HR analytics and finance analytics program, they have Saturdays of live classes, Sundays for self-paced Watch Me Do It. While the business analysis program, right, the Power Platform, the data engineering program, they have, and the business analysis program, they have live classes on Saturdays and on Sundays. And of course, they also work with pre-recorded videos. Okay. So on Sundays, they have 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. for the morning session. That is for the data, that's for the business analysis program. Then for the evening session, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right. So don't let the timing confuse you. Okay. So you can always like reach out to any of us for more explanation on the timing. But basically, the timing for the classes are on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. All right. Next, we have and the other 50% of our program. Now, we've explained what each program entails, but we also have the other 50% that is very important. And this is you joining series of recruitment arc sessions that will help you position yourself for success. So it's not even about learning the skills alone. You need to be able to position yourself appropriately to be able to land the jobs that you want. Okay, so we also have these sessions in place. Now, more explanation on these sessions, we have the other 50%, like I said. Learning a tech skill requires you also having the 50% soft skills, right? So you get to join all these sessions that we have put together to be able to position you for success in the job market. This includes the CV review session. We have an in-house expert that will take you through how to build your CV from the scratch. Okay, take you through building your CV, ensuring that your CV is well equipped. For example, we have people that are still including their date of birth in their CV, which is absolutely wrong. Okay, so these are some of the notions that we're going to be correcting in that class, right? We have LinkedIn optimization, which is very important. If you're here, your LinkedIn is not very optimized, then you don't know what you're missing out on. And this is something that I'm going to teach you how to do, to optimize your LinkedIn, to ensure that it's actually catchy enough for recruiters to be able to come to you and say, okay, I like your profile. I think you are good enough for this job. What's your salary proposition and all of that, right? We have Upwork optimization, where you learn how to, maybe you don't want to work for anybody, you want to work as your own boss, right? Freelancing is one way to do that, and we're going to teach you how to use Upwork to get jobs. We also have navigating the job market sessions, where we bring in experts to teach you how to navigate the job market to ensure that it is in your favor. Another thing that we do at Analytics is to write recommendation letters and reference letters. Okay, so if you have you've gotten a job somewhere, you need somebody to vouch for you, to write you a recommendation letter, we offer that. Also a reference letter, we offer that. Lastly, we offer job and interview preparations. We have in-house experts that can help you prepare for jobs that you have job interviews that you've landed. So if you have a job interview, you need somebody to prep you and all of that. We'll sit you down, we'll prep you, look at your CV, and ensure that you're well prepped for this job interview that you are going for. Now, these are some of your facilitators. You can see Ifemina is a business data support lead in the UK. Adeza is a data scientist in the UK. We have Nene, who is a commercial analytics expert in the UK. In Nena, we have Obina, Sheon as well, and it goes on and on and on. A lot of amazing people, experts that have been put together to ensure that you get the best and the best from the program. Now, our next cohort is starting on the 7th of October, the first Saturday in October. And now it's time to start registering for that program. The original fee for this program is 600 Canadian dollars, you're paying in Canadian dollars, 400 pounds, you're paying in pounds, 320,000 Nigerian naira if you're paying in naira. But, there's a but. Okay, you squeeze that, I will throw it away. Now we have a discount for early birds. We have a discount for early birds. So if you're taking the data analytics program, business analysis program, full stack data science program, financial analytics, HR analytics, or Power Platform program, you get to pay the discounted amounts. And this is for the first 20 people. The first 20 people to register. Now, if you're paying the discounted amount, instead of 600 Canadian dollars, you're paying 500 Canadian dollars. If you're paying in naira, you're paying 270,000 naira instead of 350. Okay, instead of 320 rather. Then if you're paying in pounds, you're paying 300 pounds instead of 400 pounds. Another beautiful thing about this is that you get to pay in 2 installments. 2 installments. You don't have to pay the money at a stretch. If you can, that's fine. But if you can't, you get to pay in 2 installments. If you're paying in the first payment in naira, you're paying 180,000, then the second payment is 90,000 1 month into the program. If you're paying in pounds, you're paying 200 pounds first, then 100 pounds later. If you're paying in Canadian dollars, you're paying 350 Canadian dollars, then 150 Canadian dollars later. But for the data engineering program, the discounted amount is 600 Canadian dollars, of which you also get to pay in 2 installments. If you're paying in naira, you're paying 350,000 naira. If you're paying in pounds, you're paying 400 pounds. Now, we have the account details on the screen. If you'd like to take a screenshot to pay later on, but you also there's a link. Priscilla, you can post the link All right. So the early bird discount ends on the 22nd of September, 2023. So you need to start paying as soon as possible. You need to start paying as soon as possible so that you'll be able to secure the discount. So this is the some of the projects that you'll be working on, right? So we have some of the projects listed here, Castro Technologies. Of course, if you fill the attendance form, you get this material. Okay, so you'll be able to look through it yourself. All right, so these are some of the projects that you're going to be working on during the course of your program. All right. This is the point where we take questions. If you have questions for us, you can use the raise hand icon. We call you, or you can drop your questions in the chat. Okay, what are other names for? Yes, if you plan to attend the Canadian class, you get to pay in, you can pay in Naira, definitely. You can pay in Naira. Yes. The full pack cost is 270. Yes, it is 270 for the first 6 programs listed here, while the data engineering program is 350,000. All right. Okay, do we have questions? Do we have questions? If you'd like to ask questions, please use the raise hand icon. All right, Sunday, please go ahead and ask your question. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, this is a wonderful section. Actually, I belong to the Analytics family, but unfortunately, I was unable to complete the course when I was in Lagos then, back last year. Now, my quick one, I want to confirm. Basically, I'm studying MSc in Business Analytics in UK. But I'm thinking, I actually want to join the course, but I don't know which one to go for. I've seen the course outline for data analytics and that of business analytics. So which one can you advise that someone that studying business analytics should go for? Because the course outline for data analytics looks to be more robust. So that's just my question. Thank you.
Okay, you're studying what again?
Business analytics in UK.
Business analysis, okay, in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to know which one to go for between data analytics.
Data analytics or business analytics.
Or business analysis. Okay, so one thing that I have noticed, because I've also seen a lot of people ask this question, I think for the UK curriculum, it's a bit dicey because they call it business analysis, but at times you go through their curriculum and you see that it's actually more tailored towards data analytics, right? So what you want to do is check out if you look at the link that has been sent to the chat, the link that has been sent here, you see the brochure for the programs, for both programs. So look at your school's curriculum, then look at the analytics curriculum, right? So whichever matches the curriculum of your school is what you should go for. Okay, so again, some of these people mix things together. They mix up data analytics and business analysis. So you want to ensure that you're working with the curriculum that matches that of your school. So say, for example, your school has a curriculum that matches business analysis, data analytics and analytics, then you go for the analytics program. But if they have stuff like requirements gathering, stakeholder analysis, you know that's pure data analytics, and so that's what you go for. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
All right, business person. Promise, please go ahead and ask your question. Hello, Promise.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I have a similar question, but mine is that I have a background in healthcare. Okay, so currently I'm a medical doctor actually, but I'm thinking of to some extent transitioning. but I'm not sure of which aspect would actually that I will be able to combine. I would like to combine both, that's healthcare and tech. So like which aspect would be much more, should I say much more fitting in that sense, where both can actually work close together? Yeah, that's my question.
Okay, you want to know which aspect? Hello, Promise. You want to know which aspect what again?
Okay, so I think I'll just help her this. She said she wants to know which program she would get into so that it'd be easy for her to combine our health, or let's say a doctoral background, and then the program, and then to be easy for her to transition and merge both of them. Promise, that's it, right?
Okay, I promise. Do you want to transition completely, or do you want to do something that you can still do in the healthcare sector?
Promise, if you are speaking, we can't hear you.
Okay, she'd like to combine both. All right, fantastic. So have you ever heard of healthcare data analyst? Have you ever heard of healthcare data analyst or analytics? Okay. Can you unmute now?
Okay. Yes, I can. Thank you. Yeah, okay, so it's just something that I'm just seeing recently. So I've not really researched about it. I've just been with my research, I've just been seeing that there's something actually called healthcare data analyst, but I really don't know much about it.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So healthcare data analytics is about using data analytics for in the healthcare field. So we have a lot of healthcare data analysts. Like, for example, if in the UK, you would NHS UK, you'd find a lot of healthcare data analysts that are using data analytics to make sense of healthcare data, right? So I feel like if you want to transition into tech and also be able to still work in your field, you already have the domain knowledge of health, right? So what you need is the knowledge of how to use the different data analytics tools to make sense of the healthcare sector data, right? You'd also find companies, NGOs like WHO hiring healthcare data analysts because, of course, they can use their knowledge, their domain knowledge, and then data analytics, data analytics skills that they have to make sense of healthcare data. All right. So we have a whole career that is like healthcare data analyst, and that's what they really do, and it's a very good career path. And since you already have domain knowledge of health, the healthcare sector, right, you can always dive into the data analytics field, and to definitely pay off. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right. Last question for today, we have Abdul Rasak. Abdul Rasak, you want to unmute yourself and ask your question? Hi, Abdul Rasak. Do you want to unmute yourself and ask your question? I'm asking you to unmute, so you might want to.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I attended the Matters class on Sunday, and I also attended the clarification on Tuesday or thereabouts. And I'm making a choice already, and I make part payments, I think, since yesterday afternoon or morning, I can't remember. Up to now, nobody has acknowledged the payment. I don't know. So I just want to ask a question about how long it takes for you guys to confirm payment or acknowledge or get back to me. Thank you.
Okay, if I get you correctly, you paid when? You've paid, but
Paid
you've not got
yesterday
the
money
confirmation.
thereabout.
Okay, you know what?
I did not get
Have you
any
checked your mails?
message from it. Yes.
A message would have dropped in your
Yes, I
mail.
check my mails. I have access.
All right. So what you do
What I
is, are
got
you on any
immediately
of
after the
WhatsApp?
upload was this is what you message like this is what you submit or something like that. Since then, nobody has communicated that the payment has been confirmed or something, or any access. I do not get anything from your end.
I guess she
All
filled
right.
the form, right? Hi, Abdurasak. Okay, so I'm just,
Yeah, I'm with you.
did you fill the form after making payment?
So what? Sorry, I can't hear you clearly.
Did you fill the form after making payments?
Yes, I filled the form, the office form that is on your portal.
All right,
I
just
filled the office form. I got a notification after submitting the form.
all right,
Drop
just
in my
rest
mailbox. I'll
assured
be
that
later provided.
you're going to get a mail from us, right? But before then, I'm going to drop my number for you, so you could just text me, right, on WhatsApp. But be rest assured that you're going to get a mail from us as soon as your payments have been confirmed, right? We're here for you, basically. So that's my number in the chat.
All right. So Abdurasak, please try to reach out to Priscilla on WhatsApp and she will attend to you. Okay. Okay, very quickly, Debbie, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, good evening. Please, am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I did a data analytics training. I think that was last year. But currently, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business which I run. So after the training I did last year, I don't know, I just felt like I just didn't get a good hang of it. So I don't know if switching to business analytics would make sense, or I'm trying to decide actually, and I'm really finding it difficult to decide. So I don't know if there's a way you can help. Do I face being an entrepreneur, just go for business analytics, or I don't know.
Okay. Most times we do not like particularly decide for people. We just tell them what the programs are about and let them eventually make their decision. But if you're an entrepreneur and you want to switch into business analysis, that is also a very good choice. Okay. So I already explained what the business analysis program is about, right? And also the fact that you already have your own business, in the application of business analysis, the fact that you have your business, you'll be able to apply business analysis to your business, and it gives you like an experience, right? So if we've come to learn requirements gathering in class, then you can like go back to see, okay, what are the, maybe there's a particular something process in your business that you like to change, then what are the requirements that are needed to change that business, right? So business analysis is a very good choice, but then again, it still boils down to what you want to achieve at the end of the day. All right. So would like to close for tonight, but we have something that we call clarity sessions that we always hold every Tuesdays, right? So we will be dropping the links to the clarity session. Please feel free to fill the form where you come to like chat with experts like me, like Priscilla, like in-house other team members of Tenalytics, and just like chat about your chosen career path, what you like to delve into, and all of that. Okay, so promise, feel free to reach out to any of us on WhatsApp to sign up for the clarity session where we get to talk more about it. All right. Debbie, I wanted to say Debbie. Voilà.
Thank you so much.
All right then. So this is all we stopping for today. Thank you so much to everyone that stayed to the end. Feel free to reach out to any of us if you have questions. We'll definitely attend to you. Yeah, we'll also be having more sessions coming up. So be on the lookout. We'll definitely more practical sessions. So be on the lookout. We definitely spread the news and yeah, invite as many people as you want. Okay. So thanks for coming, guys. Enjoy. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.